Hi, everyone. Welcome to Denver Yoga Social. If you haven't been to a Denver Yoga Social event before, we have about over 40 different monthly events around Denver and online now. Our goal is for you to be able to explore, support, and create community from your yoga mat. My name is Laura Sundstrom. I am a wellness coach and nervous system guide, a breathwork facilitator, and a yoga instructor. In my coaching business, Be a Luminary, my goal is for you to be able to reconnect with your body, revitalize your spirit, and rediscover the joy of living. I focus on nervous system expansion, body-mind connection, and chronic stress relief to reclaim your well-being and cultivate a bright and connected life. Before we dive into the content of this workshop, I want to take a moment to settle our bodies and minds. So I'll give you a few moments to get intentional about your space and intentional about the space that your body is in. So making sure that you are comfortable, that you can feel length in your spine, and that your shoulders are relaxed. Maybe finding a little bit of movement before you settle into stillness. And when you are ready, you can close your eyes down or soften your gaze towards the tip of your nose. And as you settle in, notice if there's any tension in your body that you can alleviate by adjusting or softening around it. We'll begin by taking 3 deep cleansing breaths together and sink in a little deeper. Start by exhaling all of the air out of your lungs, and then inhale slowly, deeply through your nose, all the way into your belly. And exhale through your mouth with a sigh. Again, inhale through your nose, fill up, open your mouth, let it go. One last time, inhale through your nose, fill up your belly, and trace your breath through your rib cage and land it in your heart. Let it out with a sigh, releasing everything heavier. Let everything sink and settle a little deeper. From here, seal your lips and start breathing in and out through your nose. Take a moment here to check in with yourself, to draw your awareness inward and to notice how you're feeling right here, right now, without judgment, without creating a story, just noticing, neutrally observing, and allowing yourself to be exactly as you find yourself, right here, right now. Now draw your attention to the crown of your head. Inhale through your nose and imagine a ball of light brightening right above you. From here, hold your breath for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale through your nose and that light starts to dim. Again, inhale, slowly filling your lungs, and hold your breath here, softening your body. And exhale through your nose. Breathe in and imagine drawing in more light into your body right at the crown of your head. Hold here and retain that radiance, the radiance of that light glowing. And exhale out any stress that has accumulated throughout the week as that orb of light softens. Good. Again, inhale slowly, deeply, fully as the light at the crown of your head brightens. And hold this breath in gently. Exhale as the light contracts in on itself. Next, inhale, keep your awareness on the light at the top of your head. Retain the breath here. Breathe out any stale air and any resistance or tension. Breathe in, allow the body, the lungs, the sensations, the emotions to expand. And hold the breath, allowing that light at the crown of your head to shine. Exhale and release. So good. Inhale, breathe in, hold, exhale. Inhale and continue this breath pattern on your own, or come back to a natural breath in and out through your nose. And as you let that breath pattern release and relax, take a few moments here to rest and check back in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling and any sensations in your body. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and return to your space more connected to your breath, to your awareness, and with more presence. Beautiful. Welcome in, everyone, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Our workshop today is part of Denver Yoga Social's Self-Care Sundays. Self-Care Sundays is a workshop series that explores different areas of yoga beyond the physical asana practice. This is the second session in the Introduction to Breathwork and Meditation series. Our breath is such a powerful tool that we have at our disposal that we often leave into the background. My goal through this series of workshops is to introduce the world of breathwork, what breathwork can do for you, and specifically explore the connection between breathwork and your nervous system. There are several different styles of breathwork. The thing that all of these styles have in common is that they are the intentional control and manipulation of your breath. I teach pranayama, which is the art and science of yogic breathing techniques used since the origins of yoga, so around 2500 BC. Pranayama in Sanskrit means the extension of life force. So pranayama is all about gaining mastery of the respiratory process while recognizing the connection between the breath, the mind, and the emotions. It is an ancient and potent practice that harnesses the power of conscious breathing to influence our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Becoming aware of our breath gives us the opportunity to create a new experience in our body that affects us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Today, our topic is breathing for calm. We are going to explore the stress response, what's going on in your nervous system when you are in that stress response, and how it feels in your body. Then we'll dive into some specific somatic and breathwork practices that you can use for stress relief and relaxation and activating your parasympathetic nervous system. Then we'll get the opportunity to experience a breathwork journey and move into some reflection and discussion. You should have the PDF slides I'm sharing available to you if you're joining us live. They should have been sent with your Zoom link, and if you're watching the replay, the PDF should be linked below. I also encourage you to have a journal and pen handy because we'll have the opportunity for some reflection. Before we dive into the content, I just want to give a brief disclaimer that this workshop is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of the content covered in this workshop. In our last workshop, the first one in the series, we covered breathing for balance. So we explored what breathwork or pranayama is and a high-level overview of our nervous systems. I want to build a bit on that here and dive deeper into what happens in our bodies when we are in a stress response. So when you are in a stress response, your body and your system is activated. Your sympathetic nervous system is most likely driving the show, unless, as we'll see, if you end up in a freeze response. When you are in a sympathetic state, your body is preparing for action. You have an increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, heightened awareness, elevated respiratory rate, decreased digestion, and more sweating. Your prefrontal cortex shuts down so that you can quickly respond to a threat. You don't have to think about it, you just act. You need this state, you need this sympathetic state to prepare you for action, to get you motivated, to get work done. You just don't want to live in this state. When you can intentionally activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest, your body starts to relax and your bodily functions return to their optimal state. You're able to engage in more strategic and creative thinking, and you can repair and grow. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We will build awareness of what happens in our bodies and our minds when we are in a stress response. When we have this deeper awareness, we'll be able to more readily identify when we are in that stress response and take action to intentionally calm ourselves down. When we're able to do this, our nervous systems maintain their flexibility rather than getting stuck in an activated state. So to understand how we can use breathwork to bring calm into a stress system, we first have to understand how the stress response works. The stress response is primarily driven by the limbic system of our brain, our hypothalamus, our hippocampus, and our amygdala. We start out in homeostasis, or our kind of neutral state. When the amygdala perceives an image, sound, or threat as a stressful event, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus, which communicates with the rest of the body through the autonomic nervous system. The hypothalamus sends a signal to the adrenal glands to start pumping adrenaline into the bloodstream, which causes your heart rate to rise, your blood pressure to go up, and blood sugar and fats to be released to give a boost of energy. If the brain continues to perceive a threat, the hypothalamus then sends a second stress response of cortisol to keep the entire body on high alert. Once the perceived threat is gone, the parasympathetic response kicks in, bringing you back into homeostasis. The problem comes when we don't complete this stress cycle. You might be out of the stressful event, but you have not dealt with the stress in your body. If you do not release that stress in your body, it will continue to live within you, and eventually you'll start to feel the physical, mental, emotional, and existential effects. When your body experiences a stressor, your body experiences it as a threat. When your body experiences a threat, our body does not feel like a safe place to be. We biologically feel the need to fight, flight, or freeze. You can release the stress by moving your body and then activating your parasympathetic nervous system to bring you back to a state of calm. Moving does not mean that you have to go do a full gym workout, though go for it if you want to. But you could also shake, sway, dance, go for a walk, take some deep breaths. Do something that moves your body and moves your energy, even just a little bit. And when you do this, your body will sense that the threat has passed and that it's now a safe place to be. So the problem comes when we are in a stress response so often and we don't complete the stress cycle. When we're in that state long enough, that becomes our new norm or our new homeostasis. Because when your body uses all energy reserves to deal with a constant threat of stress, there's no room for growth or repair. So we have to learn to work with our stress response because stress is an inevitable part of life. Not all stress is bad, though. You want to maintain healthy stress levels that encourage growth and rising without traveling into those burnout levels of stress. You can think of stress this way. Anytime you're in a new environment or pushing past the limit of your comfort zone, your nervous system will experience some level of stress. And it's up to you to be able to gauge when that stress becomes counterproductive and no longer supportive of your growth. So the more connected you are to your body, the more you can recognize those signs of when you are pushing past the limits of your nervous system and into that burnout area. And excuse me. In order to understand how your body responds to stress, you have to understand the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is a bundle of nerves that extends from the brainstem down through the torso and abdomen, branching out to your heart, lungs, stomach, and intestines. And it connects your brain with your gut brain or your enteric nervous system. We talk a lot about the vagus nerve, but there's actually two vagus nerves. There's one down the right side of your body and one down your left. There's also a front or ventral vagus nerve and a back or dorsal vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve is constantly sharing information between your brain and your body. But your brain is not doing most of the talking like you might think it is. Your body is. In fact, 80% of the traffic is from your body to your brain. That means that your body is sending 4 times as much information to your brain as your brain is sending to your body. Your body's ability to sense and process information is extraordinary, but most of us are unaware of it. That's why it's so important to learn to connect with your body to be able to sense and appropriately interpret all of this information and wisdom that your body has. A healthy vagus nerve keeps you calm in stressful situations and lets you know when the danger is gone. Your vagus nerve regulates a stable heart rate, oversees digestion, assists with the release of insulin, controls inflammation, and regulates the production of antibodies, among a whole list of other things. So you can see how critical a healthy vagus nerve is to the entire functioning of your body and your mind. Vagal tone tells us how well your vagus nerve is functioning. So if you are interested in better understanding your vagal tone, it can be measured indirectly through heart rate variability, or HRV. HRV is a measurement of the amount of time between heartbeats, which is really an indicator of vagal activity of your heart. Higher HRV means better vagal tone. Unfortunately, there are no baselines for what is considered a low or a high vagal tone. Your HRV baseline is individual to you. There are a lot of devices now that will tell you your HRV. My Apple Watch will, or if you have an Oura Ring or a Whoop band or something similar. And a lot of these devices calculate your HRV during sleep and help you find your baselines so that you know if your vagal tone is improving over time. We want to have higher variability. So the more variable the time is in between heartbeats, the better your vagal tone. Your breath is one of the only automatic functions you have access to that is the most effective and immediate way of connecting to your vagus nerve. Stimulating your vagus nerve through meditation and breathing increases vagal tone, which then regulates your stress response. The communication between the brain and gut brain via the vagus nerve is responsible for anxiety or fear responses. And then when you employ deep breathing, the vagus nerve acts as a brake in the stress response through respiratory biofeedback, meaning that it can help control those physiological responses. So when we start to feel ourselves get into an elevated stress response, we can activate the vagus nerve as a brake to stop that acceleration on the gas and bring us back into that state of calm. But the stress response isn't as simple as I'm stressed or I'm not. Your stress response is a spectrum. Understanding where your body is in this spectrum is the first step in bringing your body back to a state of calm. of completing that stress cycle that we talked about at the beginning. So there are 5 main levels of stress response, but each person is going to experience them differently. That's why it's so important to bring your awareness to what your body and mind feel like in each of these different states. So on the far left side here, we have kind of the rest and recover area of your stress response. This is when your ventral vagal nerve is activated. This is where you feel safe, in a state of restoration, peaceful, replenished, content, at ease, restful, kind of really in that parasympathetic state of rest and digest. Then up from there, you're in a kind of flow state. You're starting to feel some excitement. You're focused, efficient, engaged. You have a positive outlook. You're open and receptive. Then when we start to get into the middle here, we start to get into some of our more activated states. So we start off with the fight or flight state when our sympathetic nervous system is activated. So this might show up as stress, anger, anxiety, racing or ruminating thoughts. Then we move into high alert. So this is kind of a step up from that sympathetic fight or flight state where you're really starting to get like really hyper vigilant, really anxious, tense, you're catastrophizing a lot. And then finally at the right, you have the freeze and shut down. This is when your dorsal vagus nerve is activated and you are immobilized, isolated, disassociated or disengaged. You just feel overwhelmed and helpless. The goal isn't to always be in the rest and recovery area. That isn't realistic. And remember that without some amount of stress, we won't grow and evolve. So, what is important is that your nervous system can flexibly move between these different levels of stress response and return to a state of calm after. So, I'd like to go through each of these levels of stress response and have you reflect on what each feels like for you. So if you'd like to jot some thoughts down, go for it, but you can also just reflect internally. So maybe find a comfortable seat, plant your feet on the ground, lengthen your spine. Maybe bring a hand to your heart. Take a deep breath in, fill up your belly, your rib cage, your heart. Open mouth, exhale, release. Now bring yourself to a time when you were in this rest and recover level, your ventral vagal area. Bring that situation to mind. What did your body feel? What did your mind feel? How did you see the world? Take a deep breath in, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, release. Now bring yourself to a time when you were in this flow state. How did your body feel then? What was going through your mind? How did you see the world? Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill all the way up. Audible exhale out. Now start to bring your awareness to a time when you are in that fight or flight state. How does your body start to change? What's going on in your mind? How are you engaging with the outside world? A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Shake off that fight or flight state. And bring your attention to a time when you were on high alert. You don't necessarily need to revisit all the intricacies of this time. Just notice how it felt in your body, how it felt in your mind, how you engaged with the outside world. Take a deep breath in, slow breath out. And finally, think of a time when you were in that freeze and shut down space. How does your body feel different here? How does your mind feel? How do you see the world? Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Open mouth, exhale, release. Maybe physically shake your body a little bit, shake off those high stress responses, and just bring your awareness back to that time that you are in rest and recover. One last time, feel how that feels in your body. Take a big, deep breath in and slow breath out. So hopefully, as you went through that practice, you could start to see how your body and your mind and your engagement levels differed as you move through different stress responses. The more you can get specific about what your body and mind experience in each of these levels of a stress response, the more you are going to be able to be aware when you are moving into these different types of stress responses, what's triggering that response from you, and how to bring yourself back to that state of calm. And lastly, before we get to the specific breathwork practices for helping you come back to that rest and recover, I want to talk briefly about the mind body breath connection. Your breath is a direct response and an influence of your emotional state. Emotions are chemical responses to your experiences. So, a positive or a negative experience will change how you feel chemically by either releasing dopamine and serotonin for a positive experience or adrenaline and cortisol for a negative experience. This is something that has helped with our survival forever. But the problem is that the body does not know what is real and what is imagined. It doesn't matter if the threat or stress is real or imagined, your nervous system will respond in the same exact way. So when you become aware of the state of your breath, your emotional state, and your body in a stress response, you can use your breath as a guide to activate your parasympathetic response and create safety in your body so that whether something is real or imagined, you are the one that is steering the ship of your stress response. So now let's talk about a couple different breathing techniques that we can use to help come back to that calm state, come back to that rest and recover area. The first technique we'll talk about today is coherent breathing. Coherent breathing is a form of breath work that focuses on reducing the amount of breaths per minute in order to relax your mind and regulate your nervous system. Slowing your breath down to take fewer breaths per minute engages your phrenic nerve, which controls your diaphragm. And then it enhances blood circulation and stimulates your vagus nerve. Coherent breathing also disengages your amygdala. Your amygdala is responsible for your emotional responses, and this part of your brain can take over when you're in an elevated stress response. Coherent breathing puts the more logical parts of your brain back in control. And studies have shown that when you practice coherent breathing, you increase blood flow to your brain and your systems enter a state of coherence. And this is when your heart circulation and nervous system are coordinated to peak efficiency. And these studies then showed that when participants returned to their natural breathing or talking, their hearts would beat a little more erratically, and the integration of these systems would slowly start to fall apart. In general, there are a lot of benefits to this type of slow breathing. It can increase cardiovascular function, improve respiratory function, decrease stress and anxiety, improve emotional regulation, decrease depression, and reduce insomnia. That's a lot of things. And these things that like a simple breath can do, and it's so easy to practice this one. The goal of coherent breathing is to take about 5 breaths per minute, which comes out to about 5 to 6 seconds per inhale and exhale. Our natural tendency is actually to breathe at a rate of 2 to 3 seconds per inhale and exhale. So it's essentially doubling the amount of time we are inhaling and exhaling. So incoherent breathing, you inhale and exhale through your nose. We'll start in our practice with inhaling and exhaling for a count of 5, and then extend it to a count of 6. If a count of 5 feels like too much to start, you can move to a count of 4 or even 3 and work your way up from there. Like I said, this is doubling kind of the typical number of breaths we take in a minute. So you can come up against some resistance when you first start to practice this. Let's do a couple of rounds here just to get the feeling of it in our bodies before we move into our breathwork journey. So find a comfortable seat, lengthen your spine. We'll breathe in and out through our nose. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. You can release that breath pattern. We'll come back to that when we go through our breathwork journey. But just notice how it felt to slow your breath down a little bit just for that short minute. Next up is moon piercing breath, or Chandra Bedi in Sanskrit. This, excuse me, this gentle practice is used to stimulate the right hemisphere of your brain and activate a relaxation response. In fact, studies have shown that 27 rounds of Chandra Bedi, which is about 10 minutes, we won't go that long today, lowers your heart rate, your blood pressure, and supports cardiovascular health. Chandra Bedi can also be used when you're feeling overly masculine. So when you're overworked, burnt out, overthinking, high stress, or just kind of feeling overly controlling, Chandra Bedi helps to bring in feminine energy back in to help balance the system. Chandra Bedi can help reduce stress and irritability, increase concentration and memory, and just generally bring about a state of mental peace. So to practice Chandra Bedi or moon piercing breath, we use the Vishnu mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture that brings an internal intention into the external space. So the Vishnu mudra, you'll take your right hand, fold your index finger and middle finger down, place your thumb over your right nostril, and gently rest your ring finger and pinky over your left nostril. In Chandra Bedi, we will inhale through the left nostril for a count of 4. Plug your nose and hold at the top for a count of 4. Exhale out your right nostril, and then hold at the bottom. And then we'll repeat from there. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. So you are always inhaling through your left nostril and exhaling out your right nostril. So let's practice a couple rounds of that. So take your right hand, fold your index finger and middle finger down, place your thumb over your right nostril. Inhale left for 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. Last time, inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. And you can release your hand down, return your breath to your natural cadence. Just take note of just how you feel even after those couple of rounds of moon piercing breath or Chandra Bedi. And last up, we have bee's breath or Brahmari in Sanskrit. Bee's breath is a parasympathetic activation technique that combines the humming of a mantra with a mudra to create a meditative effect. Bee's breath will help you calm your busy mind, decrease agitation, increase concentration and focus, lower blood pressure, soothe headaches, and increase bliss and joy. So the humming that comes with bee's breath requires a slow exhale. Your exhale is tied to your relaxation response. So when you extend your exhale in this way, you short circuit your stress response and start to calm down. Humming also stimulates your vagus nerve, which calms you down and restores body functions like your heart rate, digestion, and respiration. This breath also increases the production of nitric oxide, which transmits information between your nerve cells and your brain. So this helps memory and improves sensory perception. It also increases blood flow and oxygenation of all of your tissues. Increasing nitric oxide also boosts your immune response and is important for sleep. So to practice bee's breath, in this one we use a different mudra, the Shanmukhi mudra, to block out the senses and focus on the expansion of your inner world and a deeper inner connection. So there are 2 ways that you can use Shanmukhi mudra. So the first way is that you'd plug your ears with your thumbs, place your index fingers gently over your eyelids, your middle fingers to your nose, your ring finger rests just above your top lip, and your pinky just below your bottom lip. So you are closing out all of your senses here. You're not pressing down really hard. It's just a gentle resting just to encourage turning inwards. If you don't want to use that full mudra, you can also plug your ears with your thumbs and then just gently rest your index finger and middle finger over your eyes. During the exhale, you'll gently connect the top and bottom back teeth while without clenching. So just gently rest your teeth on top of each other and hum Om. Through this practice, you mirror the sound of bees in your humming, which is said in Vedic texts to represent the essential sound of the universe. Om is also a seed mantra that vibrationally connects you to your highest self. And so it will look like this. You'll inhale through your nose and then hum Om. You'll feel a kind of vibration of your teeth in the back of your mouth with that Om by gently resting your top and bottom teeth on each other. Let's practice just one round of that here. So take whichever form of Shanmukhi mudra you would like to, either the full one which I will demonstrate here, or just plug your ears with your thumbs and rest your index finger and middle finger on your eyes. So inhale through your nose, and then exhale, hum Om. And after that one round, you can release your hands down. Notice how your body feels. So from here, we are ready to move into our breathwork journey for today. My goal for this, I'll stop sharing here. But my goal for this breathwork journey is to create more spaciousness. So the breathwork techniques that we just talked about are specifically designed to help calm your nervous system. And I will guide you into and out of these practices, but then just give you some space to explore, to be with yourself, and to soften into the journey. We're going to start our breathwork journey with a brief somatic practice to feel nourished and connected as we work to calm the nervous system and promote inner ease. So if you're not there already, make your way to a comfortable seat. Let's begin by sitting up nice and tall and closing your eyes or softening your gaze towards the tip of your nose. I'm going to guide you through a self hold. Think of this as an intentional hug that is crafted to make you feel more at ease. You're going to wrap your left arm across your chest and place your left hand underneath your left armpit. And then wrap your right arm around your body and place your right hand on the left side of your neck. Once you've done that, begin to draw your elbows in towards you, creating a held sensation. Begin to deepen your breath here. You may even like to bring a slight sway from side to side into your body. Start to notice what it feels like to be held. Sense the way your physical touch connects you back to yourself. As you inhale, feel the way your chest expands, feeling the space that is created inside of your body. And as you exhale, feel your body settle, and perhaps draw your elbows in a little closer towards you, creating an even deeper sensation of being held. Sense the expansion of your inhale, the space that is being created. And as you exhale, allow for your body to settle, gently drawing in towards yourself as your elbows come in and your hands feel your skin, the sides of your body. Inhaling, you are safe, you are held, and you are loved. Exhaling, feeling yourself soften and settle. And as you do this, I invite you to stay with whatever is coming up for you. Breathing in, you are safe, you are held, you are loved. And exhale, feeling yourself settle And feeling yourself support you, support your heart, and support your experience. When you are ready, you can slowly start to release your hold and bring your hands either to your lap, palms facing down, or bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Another one just like that. Deep breath in, fill up your belly, your rib cage, your heart. Open mouth, exhale, release. We'll start our breath work with coherent breath. Feel your lips and start to breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, feel your body expand. Exhale, feel your body settle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We're going to move to a count of 6 now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And continue to move through this breath pattern, inhaling for a count of 6, exhaling for a count of 6. Feel your belly and rib cage expand as you inhale. Settle deeper into your body as you exhale. Feel the expansion that you are creating. Notice, where are you contracted? Where can you move further into receptivity? Your mind starts to wander, gently guide it back to your breath, back to your body. And bring your awareness to the sensations that arise in your body as you inhale and as you exhale. And after your next round, you can gently release this technique, returning your breath to your natural cadence in and out through your nose. Notice the state of your system. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill up your belly, your rib cage, your heart. Open mouth, exhale, let something go. Another one just like that. Deep inhale through your nose. Audible exhale out. Last time, deep inhale. Slow exhale. From here, we will move into Chandra Bedi, or moon piercing breath. With your right hand, tuck your peace fingers into your palm. Then place your right thumb over your right nostril while your ring and pinky fingers hover over your left nostril. Seal your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through your left nostril for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug both nostrils and retain at the top. Exhale through your right nostril for 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug both nostrils and retain at the bottom. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. Inhale left, hold at the top, exhale right, hold at the bottom. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. Continue breathing just like this, allowing your breath to follow its own rhythm. Inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. All for a count of 4. And as you continue to breathe, bring your awareness to the state of your system. Be present with where your system is in this moment. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? How's your heart? Just allow yourself to be with yourself here. After your next complete round, you can release this technique Bring your hand to your lap, return your breath to your natural cadence in and out through your nose. And for our final breath practice, we'll move into Brahmari or bee's breath. You can pick which version of the Shanmukhi Mudra you would like to use today. So you can bring your thumbs to your ears, rest your index fingers on your eyes, your middle fingers on either side of your nose, your ring fingers just above your top lip, and your pinky fingers just below your bottom lip. Or your other option is to rest your thumbs on your ears and gently bring your index finger and middle finger to your closed eyes. Bring your back teeth to touch and allow your tongue to rest on the roof of your mouth. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, begin to hum the sound of Om. Continue breathing in this pattern, seeing how long you can extend the exhales. We'll move through about 5 to 10 rounds. Each person will likely land on a different number depending on the length of your exhales. After you complete this round of breath, you can gently release your hands down. Inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale to release. And let your breath return to its natural rhythm, in and out through your nose. Simply observe your inhales and your exhales. And continue breathing just like this. From this place, we'll start to bring awareness to the physical sensations within various places within your body. Sometimes we get caught up in labeling sensations as good or bad, pleasurable or painful. But as we move through this body scan, try not to label the sensations, but just perceive them in a neutral way. Try to experience the sensations just as they are and welcome in your whole experience. Start to direct your attention to your feet. Feel the sensations in your toes, the arches, and the heels. Notice any warmth, coolness, tingling, or any other sensations present in this area. Gradually move your awareness up to your legs. Feel the weight of your thighs against the surface below. Observe any sensations in your knees, calves, and shins. Notice the contact with the fabric of your clothing or the air around you. Shift your attention to your pelvic area. Feel the gentle movements associated with your breath in this area. Notice any sensations in your hips, buttocks, and lower back. Allow any tension to soften as you bring awareness to these regions. Bring your attention to your torso, the core of your being. Feel the expansion and contraction with each breath. Notice the sensations in your chest, your ribs, and the softness of your belly. Shift your focus to your arms. Feel the weight of your hands resting in your lap or on your legs. Notice any sensations in your fingers, palms, and the back of your hands. Gently bring awareness to your neck and shoulders. Notice any tightness or tension. As you breathe out, allow these areas to relax, releasing any accumulated stress. And direct your attention to your jaw and facial muscles. Allow your jaw to soften, parting your teeth slightly. Notice the sensations in your cheeks, eyes, and forehead. Let go of any facial tension. Now bring your awareness to your entire body as a whole. Feel the unity of your body occupying space. Notice the sensations within and around your body, the subtle vibrations, and the energy that flows through you. And finally, expand your awareness beyond your body to the space it occupies. Feel the room and environment around you. Sense the air, the sounds, and the energy in the space. Take a few moments to simply be with the totality of your experience, your body, the sensations within it, and the space it occupies. How can you move through this week in an embodied way? Can you take a moment to pause and check in with yourself throughout your week? Notice where your mind is leading and how you can ground yourself back into your body, back into your system. When you're ready, slowly start to bring your awareness back to where your body is making contact with the ground. Feel the support from the earth beneath you. And slowly start to bring your attention to your breath, noticing the natural rhythm of your inhales and exhales. Take a deep breath in through your nose all the way into your belly and follow it up to your heart. Open mouth, exhale, release. Another one, deep inhale. Slow exhale. Last one, just like that. Inhale through your nose, fill all the way up. Pause at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audible exhale out. Let something go. Slowly start to wiggle out your shoulders, your fingers, your wrists. Maybe dropping an ear to either shoulder if that feels good for you today. And then allowing your chin to drop to your chest. Let a sliver of light start to peek between your eyes. And taking your gaze back to neutral to conclude your practice. Beautiful. I encourage you now to grab a journal and pen, or to just sit quietly and reflect internally about that experience for you. There's some prompts up on the screen or in your PDF, but also just write down whatever came up for you. So you can think about, how were you feeling before the breathwork journey? What did you notice about your experience during the breathwork journey? And how are you feeling now after the breathwork journey? What, if any, insights came up for you? Did you notice anything about yourself or your body as you moved through this journey? And how can you apply what you learned today into your daily life? So take a few minutes here to just reflect on your experience, what came up for you. So I encourage you to keep reflecting, to keep writing. But my challenge for you is to continue to use some of these practices on your own. Maybe pick one and do it for just 5 minutes a day. Or you could build your own little sequence using a couple of these techniques. And so just find some time throughout your day to engage with these practices, to check in with yourself, to notice where you are in your stress response. And after you go through these practices, start to notice if anything starts to shift for you. With that, we've kind of reached the end of our session today. Our next session in the series is going to be the third Sunday in March. So that's going to be March 17th. That one is breathing for activation. So we are going to explore how breath can be used to expand the nervous system and your capacity for success and to handle stress. So we will look at how good stress supports your nervous system and learn some breathing techniques that are designed to intentionally activate your sympathetic nervous system. Uh, we have a lot of different events happening every month through Denver Yoga Social. So I encourage you to check out our website or our social media to keep up to date on what those events are. It's at Denver Yoga Social. I'm at Be a Luminary. And thank you all for joining today or for watching the replay. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, beautiful week, and I hope to see you at an event soon. Thank you.